this congregation started as a Hungarian-speaking congregation. And it was a real source of solace, not only religiously, but also culturally, for a lot of the Eastern European working class folks who lived in the neighborhood. As happened in many places, if you look at a redlining map of this community, those lines are drawn right around here. Right, so the difference between this block and that block, and it plays out in terms of the poverty levels. If you can look at the census data, and it's still having an effect today. The relationship was not always friendly, right? We had a bunch, and an aging white population that felt like they were not safe at a number of levels. And there's a ton of systemic racism that is woven throughout that story. Starting with my predecessor, there was more and more interaction with the neighborhood. That's when the community garden got started. So when I came here in January of 2014, there were the seeds of these relationships, and we have built off of those again in terms of thinking about asset-based community development and really being more and more deliberate about our interaction with the community, our recognition that love of neighbor is not love of people who look like me, it's love of whoever happens to be in front of me. The Connect Through Tech grant was extremely important to us because when the pandemic hit, we did not have Wi-Fi in this building. We did not have Wi-Fi in our worship space. We had a limited amount of Wi-Fi in our parish hall and in our office space, but it did not stretch here. So we didn't have a way of live streaming. And we became aware as we're reading the paper, thinking through, I have children, so thinking through them studying online, and realizing that the kids in the neighborhood really didn't have a way of doing online schooling as an outgrowth of thinking about, well, can we, how do we get them connected with our own services? How do we find them even? Because many of the kids, we don't know where they live, they just wander in. So that kind of disorientation was really hard in the early days of the pandemic. Difference between applying for a grant with the Center for Congregations and with other large granting organizations. There's the sense of come up with the idea, and if you've got a great idea, we're excited about it. Let us help you make your idea a reality. So my experience was the turnaround was really fast. The support was there. The support continued after we got the money. It wasn't sort of like, here's your check, now don't let the door hit you on the way out. There was follow-up, are you sure you got everything you needed for your grant? Do you need to, if you need to apply for more money in order to continue to actually bear this through, let us support you. It was really just a breath of fresh air. So there are things like that, just even having it be part of our worldview that, oh, right, we have partners. We have partners in other congregations, we have partners in the center, and that's been a real delight.